All right, what's up, y'all? I just finished watching the Roman Gonzalez. They just read off the scorecards, and I think the fight was pretty wide. I think the closest scorecard was 116, 112, but all three unanimous for Roman Gonzalez. And I predicted a ninth round stoppage of Roman Gonzalez. I just felt like I mean he did exactly what I thought he was gonna do. I just thought that the power would come in and he would drop and stop Martinez. I saw the fight going this way, but Martinez showed a lot of heart, great chin. He took a lot of punishment this whole fight. I've only actually gave Martinez the first round. I thought the second round could have gone either way. I thought the fifth round was kind of a swing round as well. And I think, even if you want to be a little bit more generous, I think the 12th round could have been a debatable round as well. But I gave Roman Gonzalez every round but the first round. All right. While I was watching the fight, I think the first thing that I noticed is I knew Roman was going to start a little slow, trying to feel Martinez out. I know Martinez is a younger guy, less experience, very explosive. So I figured that, Roman was going to check him out, see how the power looked. The one thing that I noticed about Roman Gonzalez as Martinez was throwing his combinations and explosions and trying to ambush him. And I mean, he was even throwing some uppercuts in between the guard of Roman Gonzalez. I noticed that Chocolatito never backed up. He'll take a step or two back, but he'll get right back in. He never was really backed up. And in a breakdown that I did, I noticed a lot of the opponents that Martinez has faced up to this point, normally they get overwhelmed with the ambushing, whereas Roman Gonzalez just kept coming forward anyway. He didn't really seem to get bothered by any of the shots that Martinez landed. And I knew, even though Martinez is a big KO guy and stuff, majority of his fights was below 115. He hasn't fought anyone on a level of Roman Gonzalez. Roman Gonzalez has been in there with Rung Visai, and that is somebody that I consider a major puncher. It's a big difference. I've never watched a Martinez fight, and I know they haven't fought the same opponents, but I never watched a Martinez fight and felt that he had the same kind of punching power that Rung Visai had in his fights against Roman Gonzalez. I mean, every time he landed a shot against Chocolatito, it was hard, loud, thudding shots. Whereas Martinez here wasn't really backing him up. I think the first two rounds were two of his best rounds in the fight, and it didn't really have any effect on Roman Gonzalez. He just kept walking forward anyway and throwing punches. I think the third round was Chocolatito's first round that made you show that where he showed there's levels. Once he started landing those punches, and the lack of defense of Martinez was always going to be a problem. I think I don't know what the punch stats were as far as percentages, but I remember at one point Roman Gonzalez was 47% of power punches landed, and every time he threw to the body, it landed. Martinez, like I said in the breakdown, he's too upright. He stands straight up. He has a high guard, but it's a difference between him and Roman. Roman is leaning forward. He's moving side to side. He's changing levels. He's shifting left to right. He's using different angles. Where Martinez is straight forward, straight up, high guard, and you kind of know what he's doing because he's just walking straight ahead. And the majority of the time, I know early on, I would say Martinez was throwing a little bit more down the pipe and giving him some uppercuts and stuff, which was good, but he didn't stick to it. Once those shots started landing, he started just throwing wide shots, and he kind of stuck to just throwing wide shots, And it was easy for Chocolatito to guard against that, you know. So he didn't really struggle in this fight at all. Like I said, if Roman Gonzalez was younger, this would have been a blowout. I mean, it was a blowout, even at him at being 34 years old. But no disrespect to Martinez, but if Roman was even younger than this, he would have definitely blew him out with the volume. I mean, he showed good volume in this fight, but just imagine him fighting him like 5, 6 years younger. Martinez was a worthy opponent, but it's just levels. As far as a skill set, he just don't have it. I knew this wasn't going to be like Bam Rodriguez against Carlos Cuadras, an older guy against the younger guy coming up. I knew that was a totally different fight because Bam is just on a technical level. He's just different. That dude could really box, where Martinez is more like a brawler. Yes, he could do some things that's pretty good, but he's really just a brawler at the end of the day. And then him moving up against a guy that's been in there with real punchers, he just didn't really have it, But salute to him because he showed a lot of heart. Again, he took a lot of punches well, and he kept fighting, to the very end. Even in the 12th round, he threw a lot of punches. I think the 12th round was the first round, and since probably probably all fight long that Chocolatito got hit that much, and I think it's because Chocolatito was trying to finish the fight. Like, he came in that 12th round still applying pressure. So as far as like what happens now, I just think Martinez should stay at 112 for now. I don't know. I remember him and hearing him and Bam and them talking about going back down, even if they were to collect wins. I'm not sure. Maybe Martinez didn't say that for sure, but I know that this was kind of just an opportunity for him because not Quadras. What's his name? Estrada pulled out of the fight. This is kind of like a one fight, one shot deal. But if he had won, I'm pretty sure he would have stayed at 115. But I don't even think it's totally a weight thing. I know he came in heavy for the fight. I don't think it's totally a weight thing. I think it's just a class and skill set overall. He just doesn't have it. And Roman Gonzalez, even him slowing down, this is a guy who can easily throw over 1,000 punches. His volume is still going to be more than most, even at his age. When you're able, like Pacquiao, this guy threw over 1,000 punches against Margarito as a welterweight. Oh, no, as a super welterweight. So even him getting older, he's still going to throw more punches than the average fighter. Okay, they're showing the punch stats now. Roman Gonzalez threw 1,076 punches, and he's 34 years old, Total punches landed 35%. Power punches 38%, thrown 385. This is what I'm saying. Roman Gonzalez at 34 is throwing that amount. He's gonna be a problem for Estrada, and I have him winning the trilogy. I think he won the second fight, and being that now that he had this fight, he had a chance to even warm up against a talented opponent. I think he's going to beat Estrada, and I kind of think he should stay at 115. I know he was talking about going up to 118 and getting another title, and that would be a fifth division. I don't think that's a good idea, especially fighting a new way. Again, the new way brings the skills and the power. Rung Visai hurt, but the new way is a different level. He's a beast for real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was still like all of these fights, Martinez, Ioka, Rodriguez, Estrada, all of these fights that's still available, they're all good fights. We're gonna get the Estrada trilogy, I'm assuming. But yeah, I mean, if he wants to go up to 118, that's on him. I just don't think he can beat. I don't know if he can beat those guys up there. Donaire too, even Donaire. Like, I don't think those guys' power, all of them got crazy power up there at 118. They're not just skilled, but they're powerful. But anyway, good performance for Chocolatito legend, future Hall of Famer. Definitely in the past decade, he's been that top star in the lower divisions. I think he got gained made people a fan of the lower divisions. And I know I wasn't really covering the lower divisions below 118 until he started like making a name for himself. You know, I've seen him live fight a couple of times. He's a legend. You know, I think he's really made a lot of people watch those lower divisions. You know, but if you go below 122, there wasn't many people, especially on this YouTube thing, that was discussing the lower divisions. You know, and I think he really brought that to the table. And made people started following those divisions below 122. So anyway, good fight, good performance. It was a fun fight to watch, even though it was a dominant performance. Martinez still let his fist fly. He still let his hands go. It was still a fun fight. He fought back, and you know they didn't stop it. I don't think they needed to stop it. I figured they were gonna stop it at some point, but Martinez kept fighting, and he took the punches well. Man, I gotta give him much credit for that, especially for him coming up in weight and everything. So anyway, that's my views. Make sure you subscribe. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night. Peace.